with the nerve cell, and I'll show you the importance of fat. But again, there's fats and there's fats. There's an excellent book by Udo Erasmus. It's called Fats That Heal, Fats That Kill. And because there are some killer fats, unfortunately, they've been lumped into the same basket. But tomorrow, their first lecture is on the heart, and you will see that fat doesn't cause heart disease. That's another myth. There's a book called The Calcium Lie by Dr. Robert Thompson, and he's got a chapter in there. So it's called The Calcium Lie, and there's one chapter, he calls it the cholesterol lie, the sugar lie, the carbohydrate. He goes through all the lies. And that's why I like that Psalm 146 verse 3, put not your trust in princes, neither in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. Because do you know what? Sometimes they get it wrong. Have you noticed? I was talking to a lady who works with Parkinson's last week. She said, did you know that 25% of people who are diagnosed with Parkinson's, it's a misdiagnosis? And what's happening often, people get a diagnosis, now they own their diagnosis. Reject your diagnosis. Amen. Because sometimes they get it wrong. That's why put not your trust in princes. You listen to them, you get their opinion, but you don't have to make that opinion yours. So fat. Here's the nerve cell. Looks a bit different to other cells. And this morning I showed you how 50% of the membrane around every cell in the body, including this brain cell, is 50% fat. But in the brain, there's some excess fat. And that is around this myelin sheath. This little myelin sheath is a fatty sheath, and so that ups it to 70% fat. So your other 20% is this little fatty sheath here. And that little fatty sheath, it protects the nerve cell. That's why someone's in trouble if they're on a fat-free diet, they're on cholesterol-lowering medication, which is very dangerous, you'll find that out tomorrow, and they've got a mouthful of mercury, which eats away at this myelin sheath, and they're having fish every day, which is well known to have high amounts of mercury. Wow, there's a recipe for, in some people it'll be dementia, in some people it'll be Parkinson's, in some people it'll be Huntington's chorea, in some people multiple sclerosis. So these are all conditions from damage to the nerve cell. So the question then is, why has the nerve cell been damaged? And Muhammad Ali, how did he spend the last 20 years of his life? Severe dementia. Now we know that the damage that he sustained was not from mercury. It was being hit in the head too much. But damage, and it could be damage from being hit in the head too much, and hopefully that hasn't happened to you, or it can be damage from some environmental poisons, especially heavy metals. And so that's why it's important to have fat as part of your diet. Not a huge amount. Our palate will tell us that.